Next, let's introduce our software installation and basic settings. Let me start with the computer configuration requirements for operating the software. The operating system we need is Windows 10 or Windows 11 64-bit. The recommended CPU is a 10th generation i5 or higher. The recommended memory is 16 gigabytes or more. The hard disk must have at least 1 GB of free space. As for the video card, the video memory needs to be more than 4 gigabytes. The OpenGL version must be 3.1 or later. Now, let's move on to the software installation. The installation package is already on my desktop. The version we're using now is 3.1.0.662. When we double-click on it, it will prompt you to select the installation language. Double-click OK by default, then continue to click Next. At the end of the installation, it will prompt you to install Microsoft's VC environment. If you haven't installed this environment on your computer before, click Next to install it. If it has already been installed on your computer, you can cancel the installation by clicking Cancel. After the installation is complete, we can uncheck the Launch button, then click Finish. Now let's first delete the installation package. Now on the desktop, only the XINGYING software is left. After our initial installation, we recommend right-clicking on the software icon and selecting Properties. Under the Compatibility tab, check Run as Administrator. Also, in the Change High DPI settings, check the Override High DPI Scaling Behavior box. Then set the following option to System, and then click OK. Some of our users have computers with high-resolution monitors. Setting the high DPI ensures that our software interface will not have layout issues. Click OK after setting. The next step is to plug our dongle into the computer. Our dongle is a silver tool that resembles a USB flash drive. We plug it into the USB port of our computer. Once it's plugged in, we double-click on the software icon. What we see now is the main interface of our software. At the top of the main interface, there is a gear icon. There are various setting windows located next to the heart icon. We can change the system language from here. At the top of the screen are all our toolbars. At the bottom of the screen are the Live Mode and Edit Mode switching buttons. You can switch between Live Mode and Edit Mode. If we want to connect the camera, we first need to check whether the IP address of our computer is set correctly. First, ensure the switch connected to the camera is also connected to our computer's network port via a network cable. Then, open the control panel on your computer. Find Network and Internet Settings, then Network and Sharing Center. Click on Change Adapter Settings on the left. Next, find Ethernet. Now, I'm going to disconnect the computer's port from the switch. You can see that this Ethernet is unplugged, so I'm sure it's the right port. Let's connect it again. When it's connected correctly, it will show a recognized network. Right-click on it. Click on Properties, then Internet Protocol version 4. Use the following IP address. Set the IP to 10.1.1.198. Set the subnet mask to 255.255.2550. Leave the other settings blank. Then click OK all the way through. Close these windows. At this point, we click on the Connect button. The software will then connect to our camera. Before connecting the camera, it's best to set up the working directory first. We need to create a folder to save the calibration files that we will use later, and all the data we record. In the toolbar, click the first icon, which is Select Directory. We click it, then we can create a new folder. Double-click to open it, and then click to select it. You can see in the lower left corner of the software, the project directory now points to this folder. All the files we save and export will be in this folder. After that, we can click the Connect button to connect the camera, followed by camera adjustments, calibration, and a series of subsequent operations.